H1B Cap Exempt. In a normal H1B cycle, what happens is a private employer will sponsor an employee for an H1B visa. There are 85,000 visas available each year for the private sector. And typically there's a lottery that is run in the first week of April. The employer will register for this process in March and add their employees in March as well. And then in the first week of April, USCIS will let the employer know who is selected for the H1B lottery. So this video is about being exempt from that 85,000 H1B lottery process. It's called H1B Cap Exemption. And this is a potential option for people who were not selected in the H1B lottery through a private employer. What you can try to do is go work for an employer that is not subject to that H1B cap or the 85,000 visas that are available each year. A cap exempt employer can file for your H1B at any time, but it has its own restrictions that you have to look at. One type of institution that qualifies for H1B cap exemption are institutions of higher education. Another organization that might qualify for H1B cap exemption would be a nonprofit organization that is related to or affiliated with the institution of higher education. A third organization would be a nonprofit research organization. A fourth organization that would qualify for H1B cap exemption are government research organizations. So those are the four categories of employers that would qualify for cap exemption. If you were a potential employee who didn't get into the H1B lottery and you want to try for employment with a cap exempt employer, then this would be something to look at. There are some caveats with the H1B cap exemption. One of them is that if you decide to leave the current employer, you have to go to another cap exempt employer, H1B cap exempt employer. Otherwise, you won't be able to pick up another H1B unless you go through the H1B lottery again. So the cap exemption, if you're moving from one cap exempt employer and you want to move to another employer, that new employer has to be cap exempt as well, unless you want to go through a lottery system and see if your case gets picked up in the H1B lottery. And if you do, then you could switch from that cap exempt employer to an employer that's not cap exempt.